Hey everybody, I hope you guys are all having a great day. So there are a few things in this world that I'm absolutely certain of. One, people would prefer to demonstrate negative behavior towards somebody rather than taking into consideration their own actions. Two, people hold on to bitterness and resentment way too long. And unfortunately, that bitterness and resentment that gets accumulated is the reason why they have a difficult time taking responsibility for their own actions. And third, people find it easier to blame others for everything that goes wrong in their own life, blame others for what they say and what they do, rather than looking within themselves to find out why they're behaving the way that they are or why they're saying the things that they do. You know, I've had some situations happen over the last couple of weeks that have really made it obvious to me that unless we start going within ourselves to actually figure out what's wrong with us, we're doomed. We are truly doomed. Because I'll be honest, there are more people in this world who justify negative behavior and wronging somebody when the other person was just looking out for themselves or setting boundaries or merely trying to offer help than there are actually people in this world trying to just be a good person. You know, I'm not a perfect person by no means, but I'm not resentful. I don't carry bitterness. And I do not intentionally blame others for my shortcomings, nor do I blame others for my mistakes or my decisions. I don't lie to people and tell them one thing when the truth of the matter is something totally different. And I don't lie to people and tell them that somebody else wronged me without explaining the entire truth of a situation. When we are blaming others for what happened, and we're not looking within ourselves to figure out why it happened in total honesty, then all we're doing is saying that God is a liar. Because God in the Bible said in the New Testament that everybody is a sinner. Everybody. I'm a sinner and I need Him every day. We are placed in situations that allow us to use our gifts of discernment, of truth, of compassion to help another person. But in reality, the only thing that gets done is negativity against that person. People like to blame a person who's trying to do the right thing rather than, because of course, if they're trying to do the right thing, that means somebody's not. Somebody else is doing the wrong thing. So when that person who's doing the wrong thing gets called out, of course the person who's doing the right thing is the one who's to blame. And I think that if we are going to honestly make this world a better place, then we need to look at the situations that come against us as opportunity, not as a resistance. You know, we have things that come against us, but what I'm finding out is that those things that are coming against us are truly designed to show us our weaknesses. Because if you think about it, the things that actually come against us are just showing us where we need to work on ourselves. But people who don't want to do any inner work, they don't see it that way. They see it as the fault of somebody else, making them behave in a way that's unbecoming, in a negative way, or say negative things. And the truth is that if you actually just face those demons that you're tucking in the closet, or pulled out those skeletons that you have in your closet and worked on them, you probably wouldn't feel the way that you do. When we can start taking accountability, we can let our God shine in us. And that's what we're supposed to be doing, is reflecting a mirror of the divine to each other. But unfortunately, because there are wicked spirits in this world that Jesus describes as being the rulers of this world, the demonic spirits, because those demonic spirits rule this world, unfortunately, they rule our minds. Not everybody's, because there are people out there like me who are not intentionally trying to cause harm to another person. They're just merely speaking the truth. So when the truth hurts that bad that you've got to wrong somebody, you've got to shame somebody, you've got to put something down, or somebody down, you've got to do so much harm to somebody just because they harmed you, maybe they're not the problem. Maybe it's your own demons. Maybe you need to take a look at it and figure out, how is it that God wants me to respond to this situation? How is it that God wants me to handle this situation? Because if we take that into consideration, we really could start reflecting the divine back to each other.